Okay, this video is made for and is about adults only. And in this video, I'm going to use a hypothetical kind of situation, something I'm dealing with in a way, but I'm going to use it in a way that I think most people can understand or relate to. And use it it's a situation where you're around a lot of people, or several people. You hear I have a puppy. Okay, got him settled down for the moment. But a hypothetical kind of situation, when you're around a lot of people, so I'm going to use, 'tis the season, I'm going to use that you're doing something for a worthy cause. Some kind of volunteer charity work, and you do it every year, and basically the same people are there year after year. And so you know the people usually. Okay, now because it's a volunteer kind of thing, they need it, and they need everybody they can get. Nobody's getting fired. And she is one you would think somebody would at least say something to, or fire her, tell her she's not welcome, something. And she's this type that is very obnoxious. She is. Okay, I got off track because of the puppy. But yeah, you're doing this volunteer work, and there's somebody who is there who is very obnoxious. It's a woman, and she's about your age, and many of the people around are around your age, and it's for a good cause, worthy cause. And you're gathering stuff together, putting a box together for, victims of whatever, and this woman is one she's just has to be the center of attention. She's very loud. She's very, like I said, obnoxious. Not just with her voice, her laughter. She's also in her appearance, and it offends some people. The way she dresses, kind of provocative, and it's mainly just all women, and she's not appreciated what she does and how she is. Now, with this kind of thing, they can have what some call flying monkeys. I don't like calling women girls, but so say mean girls, but it's women. And they have, that there's that one, and that one usually has some followers, someone or people who are always on her side and always take her side and think she's the world. She does everything right, and she thinks that way. She thinks she's right about everything. Never, for not even a moment, considers that she could be wrong. Okay? To her and her followers, she's never wrong. Okay, now I'm not trying to diagnose anybody with any kind of personality disorder, but it's the behaviors I've seen over many years, and they tend to be a little bit narcissistic and histrionic, like a blend, just the behaviors. And like I said, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. I've never known anybody to be diagnosed with either one myself. But it kind of stands out there. And, with histrionic, that they want to stand out. In my experience, whether it's negative attention or positive attention, it does not matter as long as they're getting the attention. They need everybody to know, that they are the best, and the most, and all that. And here goes the puppy again. So each year you gather, basically the same group gathers around. Some people, they make what some would call cliques, and basically you and a whole many more try to stay away from this woman because of her behaviors. But she will speak loud enough so that everybody hears what she has to say. And what she has to say is quite often is misinformation and or her opinion on something or someone without actually saying who it is, which sometimes is a good thing if you're on the good side of it. But she's on the bad side of it. She says things about everybody like, they are all wrong. But she doesn't pinpoint who it is. It's kind of more like a suggestion, on who, or that she's known somebody, kind of like what I'm doing here. Yeah. But yeah, she makes it known. Okay, and yes, she is what we just used to call the know-it-all type. They knew everything. Everybody else was wrong. They were right. They're the kind that I could say that these days they will say actually, or like you say something, make a point on something, and it comes up in conversation. You're just not making a point like they do, some of them. But you make this point, and then that person will say, actually, it's this. And, saying you're wrong and they're right. Okay. And they give out information, like I just said, just out of the blue. They have something they're going to give this information on, and it's not right. And you know it as a fact that it's not right. But they believe that they're right. They believe that everybody should listen to them because they have the latest information that everybody in the world should know. Everybody there, let's not exaggerate. Some people do. And you hear it so often because in this situation, she just keeps doing it. She keeps saying it over and over. Every day, every moment of the day, she's got new information. Oh, she's going to talk about this. And some people are just tired of hearing it. Okay, not only can it be misinformation, but it can be misinformation, and it can be something that is really harmful to people. You think of someone who says, makes the diet is wonderful, diet, and everybody should do that diet. No, that's not how it works. First of all, she's not a doctor. Second of all, everybody's doctor should say what they do. It's up to their own doctor. But she puts it out as though she is, the voice of authority on this topic, and everybody should follow her. That could be very dangerous to people. Okay, and I think I've mentioned that in a video before. I've run across these kind of people like all my life. Okay, so I'm pretty much making a composite. Okay, and as I mentioned about exaggerating, she exaggerates it. That is so wonderful, it's so great, it's just so perfect. Everything is, to her, everything is the best, and only the brightest, and only the, everything has to be the best, and so she knows what is the best, okay? I'm trying to do a voice, I'm not good at that, the attitude. But also she would make, those are her opinions, but she, does see them as though, this fact, but it's not. And she does make generalizations, okay? Just total flat out generalizations. If one thing works just like that, it works for all, but it goes into deeper than that even. Okay, I try and make this clip. This is the third time. The first two times I had it on, I had it off the microphone. But anyway, now this, I'm going to give an example. But she, just take in mind, this is someone who has a thought come to her mind, just pops into her mind, and she thinks that's it. That's all that there is. There's no need to, delve deeper into it and think about alternatives. No, to her original thought would be right on target. Some people would say that that's a trust your gut kind of person, but no, it's not along that line. It's going to be something negative about somebody else or something else. Or a topic. It doesn't even have to be negative. It can be misinformation. It popped into her head, so therefore it's truth. And even with evidence, that's a puppy, by the way, even with evidence of the opposite, she's not going to agree. She's not going to think so. She thinks her original thought is the only way to see it. There's people out there who will not ever think of any alternative, allow anybody to say, well, how about this? Nope. Her thought was the only thought, and they're just ignorant, or they're idiots, or they're just wrong to her. So an example would be, something like, and they also turn everything into a mystery, but they already know what's the solution to it. And they think in these terms. Everything's a mystery, and they know the only right way. So, okay, now for that example, imagine all these people are gathered, all women doing this for this worthy cause, and there's one woman who comes from a neighboring town. Most people come from that town, and she comes every year from this neighboring town to help out. But one of the things she doesn't do, since nobody really knows her because she's from a neighboring town, she still won't give out her last name, her family name. She'll give out her first name, but that's it. And it's, some people just accept it. Everybody else usually, they just accept it, okay? She doesn't want to give it out. But not Miss Know-It-All. Oh, no. She will not like that. Okay, so year after year, Miss Know-It-All, she will try to, just ask, try to find some way she thinks is kind of, sneaky a little bit, and that nobody's going to know what she's doing to find out that woman's last name. Well, the woman's not going to give it to her. She's determined she's not going to give it to her. And she'll just ignore her, or she'll just, she just ignores her. No answer. And that just irritates, Miss Know-It-All, because she sees it as a mystery. It's a big mystery. But year after year, this happens again. Or maybe it's not even year after year. Maybe more than one time a year they gather for this kind of thing. But she's going to try really hard. Like it's all her business. Miss Know-It-All, everything is her business. And so she tries harder and harder each time. Okay, so after trying it year after year to find out what's, with this woman, or time after time, one time, this time, she decides to say something, makes this big generalization, and like it comes as though it's coming up in the conversation, she's in this big room with all these people. She says it loud enough for everybody to hear, and she makes this generalization that anybody who doesn't want to disclose their full name or anything like that, with that kind of voice, but I can't do a histrionic voice, but, that person who just doesn't want to tell anybody their last name, they must be hiding something really bad. They must be wanted by the law. She comes up with stuff like that is major generalization, like she knows it all, and she's basically taking pot shots at that woman, and everybody can figure that out. She's not saying her name, but everybody sees that's what she's doing. Okay? She has to know it's her business. It's not her business why that woman doesn't want to disclose her last name. But she thinks it is her business because she's protecting everybody from this person who's obviously trying to get away from the law. You see, that kind of mentality. Okay, now the woman that's not disclosing her last name, she has made a friend there, and she has disclosed to this friend why. And her reason is that she was a victim of domestic violence, and she has left her husband and is hiding from him. Doesn't want him to know what she's doing, and doesn't want her name out there. None of that. And she's experienced how quickly this stuff kind of information can get out, and he will find out where she is. So she, in turn, is basically protecting others too. Not only herself, but others there. But Miss Know-It-All is not going to be informed of that, but Miss Know-It-All is going to make that woman feel so bad and so humiliated as she can, because she thinks it's her right, Miss Know-It-All, her right to know it all. Okay, and this goes along with what you see in the background. She has to be in the spotlight. She has to be the one that everybody would turn to because of her infinite wisdom on every topic out there. She knows what's right and what's wrong, and everybody needs to listen to her. So she'll direct it at anyone, including you, and she doesn't at all like it when somebody counterattacks. Okay, somebody in there is going to have an attitude just as bad, but on the good side, just as strong. Okay, now we know these people can be dangerous, physically anyway, because if they're not seen as the way they think they should be seen, they can be dangerous. So I wouldn't suggest, I'm not giving anybody any advice or anything like that on what to do, but just say there is someone who does stand up, who is tired of it, has had enough, and she tells Miss Know-It-All, you're wrong. Ooh, boy, telling her she's wrong, and she says it loud enough that everybody hears it. And everybody's kind of cheering her on, but kind of quietly, Okay, now when the woman that's on the good side, she tells her the truth, this is how it is, or she gives constructive criticism to this Miss Know-It-All, she doesn't like that. Miss Know-It-All does not like that note. And she doesn't like it at all when the truth is stated that goes against what she says. So she will defend it to the end. But the other woman, she just keeps standing up to her. She says, no, I'm not listening. You're wrong, and that's it. And here's the proof. You are wrong. Oh, boy. Okay, so she would defend it, and she just keeps going, and she makes personal attacks at the one who told her that, and then eventually other people, not her flying monkeys, but the other people, there are many more of those, and they say no. and somebody puts a stop to it, reports her or something, or just, lets her know we're not going to accept that behavior. So she quiets down for a little while. Okay, these are not the people. She was throwing a temper tantrum like a bad child, and not all children do that, of course, but she's throwing her temper tantrum because she wants her way. But when she sees the looks from other people, she says, I better watch out. I better just quiet down. But it only lasts for a little while. This kind of leopard doesn't change their spots. And she's going to, at some point, find some different kind of angle to take on something different. And she's the know-it-all on that. But it might take a little while because she has to really think about it. And she plays the victim, and nobody's accepting of that. Nobody's accepting that she's the victim. They're showing she has victimized others. She's not this victim in this at all. So basically she does it. She calms down this time. She just keeps quiet. She might do little whispers, like some children do. Not all, but some. To her little cronies or her little, flying monkeys. But overall, she calms down. She's not as loud. She's not as obnoxious. And she's behaving until the next time. The next time the whole group is gathered again. Like I just said, she finds some new angle to take on it. So, but this kind of behavior, okay, what happens? Does karma ever catch up with them to where they will totally stop? I don't know. I really don't. Some people might say, okay, if they've reported her or something, they say one more time, and you're out of here. But it's a volunteer thing, like I said. So who's going to do it? Who's going to say no? I don't know. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll see an example of it somewhere along the line. Okay, my own example that I've seen it many times in my life is that bad karma does catch up with them. But like say they get fired or they have to leave or they just go and find a new group. Okay, that's it. They go and start it up again with somebody else. And the weird thing is, that I just noticed myself, is that they will find them. They will find the people who will follow them. And they seem, the know-it-alls, seem like they're having such a wonderful life. If you're an outsider, maybe you see them around town or something, and they just seem like they're having a wonderful life. But the thing is, if you're no contact with them, you no longer have to be around them, do you really know? Do you really know if bad karma has come up to them again and again, or if they finally learn how to whisper, which I have never known one to do so. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click that circle, that icon that pops up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.